share this with the girls because I think it's really important that this message is carried forward through generations.
Thank you for your cooperation. And where are you from?
From the United Kingdom.
Then you are traveling around Japan? Or?
Sure, yeah.
Just now you told me that you used to live in Tokyo, right?
I did. I lived in Tokyo in the 80s. I was there for 4 years.
80s. And what did you do?
I was in high school.
In high school in Tokyo?
Yeah, sure.
How come you went to the high school in Tokyo?
That's a long story, but my father ended up working there from the United Kingdom, so I travelled over.
So you speak some Japanese maybe?
Well, I used to, so it's coming back to me.
He's very good.
Gosh, it's coming back to me very slowly now. We've been here
nice.
2 days, so it's taking a little while, but it's coming back.
This is our dad's first time in Japan for 37 years. So he left high school and came back to the UK and has never been back. So it's our first, and it's our first time in Japan.
Really nice.
It's
It's
amazing.
lovely.
With your
it's like-
daughters.
He said it's like his home.
It's like coming home
Very nice. And so you say this is your first time in Hiroshima?
for the girls.
Yeah, first time.
So what's your impression about Hiroshima so far?
Very beautiful. So beautiful. This is what we came to see.
It's haunting. It's a haunting place, but I just love how it's transformed so much in such a short time. But the memory is encapsulated here forever. Which
Yes.
is a great thing.
Also, I wanted to ask you, what was the reason for you to come to Hiroshima? What motivated you? So that was the reason also?
For me, I came here in the 80s, so a long time ago, and I can't remember there was access this close to the dome back then. But I wanted to share this with the girls because I think it's really important that this message is carried forward through generations.
Right.
Otherwise, things like this could be forgotten if it's not broadcast and it's not shown to people. And as much as you can watch it and you can see it on YouTube channels and TVs and things, nothing will give you that power than seeing this in real life.
How do they teach history about Hiroshima in your country?
So in school,
In
we
school.
only learn a little bit about it, but because we have dad who used to live here, we used to talk about this place a lot when we were very little. So for us, this is quite a big deal to finally come to like Hiroshima and actually see it.
Sadly, in the UK, I think even now in modern times, I've got a younger daughter, a younger sister. They're taught more about European World War.
Right.
And not that this isn't mentioned, but it's not given enough coverage. It's not given enough importance, and that's why it's a worry this message gets lost.
I see. So after coming here to Hiroshima, your perception about the history and peace has changed?
Yeah, I think so. It's nice to see it, and it's nice to see the city so beautiful and so busy. And
I think we've yet to get into the memorial building,
Okay.
which is I think shows some more significant imagery. The girls haven't seen that yet, and from my memory, when I came here, I was 12 years old, and that burnt into me. Some of the images burnt into me.
So when you were 12, you were
Yeah.
here and went to the...
Seriously. So
Mm-hmm.
I want to visit them again as an adult, and these guys, I need them to see.
yeah, it's good to see the history.
So the last question is, after you going back to your country, if you were to describe your experience from this visit, what would you say to your families or friends?
Very powerful and very memorable.
I think I can't help but just want to talk about peace and more how you bring peace to this world and how we prevent this sort of thing ever happening again. This is now the generation that are responsible for maintaining that peace and looking at the order and the chaos in the world and stopping that. So I rely on you guys.
It's all us.
It's all on you guys.
Precious.
Right,
I would say
right.
to family and friends, I'd just say you have to go. You have to come here. Just once in your life, just come and see it. For sure. Because it's a beautiful city as well. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Just coming through on is it the tram?
Streetcar.
The streetcar. Just driving through from the station just then. It's just so beautiful. Yeah, it's lovely.
Thank you so much.
Cool.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay, thank you for your time. Where are you from?
We are from Hong Kong.
You are traveling
Yeah, for traveling for 8 days.
in other part of Japan also?
We land on Fukuoka and then we drive the car to the Hiroshima.
What motivated you to visit Hiroshima?
For the history of Hiroshima. So something about the war and the history
Yeah.
about, very interesting this part.
So how is Hiroshima's history and atomic bomb taught in your country?
Basically, when we are studying in a primary school,
Yeah.
they have some information about this issue, about the war. So when we were a child, we learned about little bit here. But we have no chance to come here. But we get adults, we want to take a chance to visit here to learn what's happening in there.
Yeah, maybe when we was a child, we had see some movies or very old clips and about after the war and some cartoon about the war, and then we want to visit.
Japanese cartoon?
Yeah, we have seen many Japanese movies. They record about the war here. The people here suffer a lot. So we want to come here to get the feeling.
Do you remember the name of the cartoon?
It's very famous movie. It's talking about the brother and sister.
Blood. Okay.
They have the incest. Both got died by the war.
Yeah, that cartoon is very famous.
So impressive to us.
So you remember all the memories from childhood and you wanted to come here. And is this your first time to Hiroshima?
First time to
And-
me, to him.
The second time.
Second time. Is there anything you learned from visiting Hiroshima?
The people here is so nice.
About the peace. After you see the building
Yes.
and you know all around the world, like Ukraine still has war and the peace we have to treasure and keep the world peace is the most important for every people.
Peaceful is important.
So if you want to talk about this experience in your country to your family or your friend, how do you describe?
Actually, we will inform them. This is a nice place. They have a good restaurant here, good sightseeing, and we can learn more about the history of Japan. That's it.
And Hiroshima is now is a very nice city, but they actually here have a very sad history. So, but they rebuilt very rapidly. But when the demolition like the wall, it's very easy. Maybe just 1 second or 1 minute, all the city will be destroyed. So every people try your best to keep the world peace.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for your time. Where are you from?
From Perth, Australia.
Are you traveling around Japan?
I've been travelling for 10 days now. I've got 2 more to go.
Okay, you traveling alone?
Yes,
Are you traveling alone?
yes.
Do you mind if I ask you how old are you?
71.
71. What was
A little girl yesterday told me I was too young for 71.
yeah, but you look young. What was your profession? You still working? Or?
No, I've retired. I was an engineer
For cars.
No, I was a building services engineer
Ah,
and then became a middle manager in government
ah,
in Australia.
wow. Okay, so today I wanted to ask you about Hiroshima. What motivated you to visit Hiroshima and this memorial park?
I wanted to pay respects to people who fought in the war, regardless of which side they were on,
Uh-huh.
and things, and commemorate something that we did that was not humane to each other.
How is Hiroshima and the atomic bomb history has taught in your country?
It's sort of celebrated as the end of the Second World War. However, it was the start of another interval in the world of atomic threats. Until sort of the 2000s, the world was always a little bit away from an atomic war. And the last 20 years it's been good, then it's gone back.
It's not a good situation right now.
I watch the developments in the Ukraine war every day because it's frightening that we might end up in a world war again.
Right. That's gonna be a bad ending. The another question is, has your perception or understanding has changed after coming here to Hiroshima about peace?
Look, I know peace has to be fought for, and some brave people have fought for peace. I hope to leave an impression on me that peace is worthwhile fighting for.
Yeah. The last question is, if you were to describe your experience in Hiroshima to your friends or family in your country, what do you want to say to them?
I think it's a place where you can actually commemorate and reflect on how well we in Australia have been in the last 70 years, and things and how fragile that good time has been.
Yes, yes.
And that's what I would like to bring back.
So after coming here, you realize how has been Australia.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time. Where are you from?
Australia.
You traveling along or
I'm doing some study between here and China.
what do you study?
International relations and history.
So you focusing on like Asia Pacific, or
At the moment I am, just for a short exchange.
you also studying in China and Japan, like two countries?
Yeah, so I studied in Shanghai for 4 weeks, and then on the way back to Australia,
Yes.
I come to Hiroshima.
Very nice,
Yeah.
very nice. What did you learn in like China?
In
and-
China,
yes.
we learn a lot about the culture and language, and how much growth there is there, as well as their sort of how they're modernizing and what they're doing currently.
Today, I wanted to ask you about Hiroshima. What motivated you to come to Hiroshima and this memorial park?
As a history student, Hiroshima is very significant.
Yes.
Not only as like the end of World War II, but as a symbol that war isn't good for anyone. Winner, loser, there isn't any. And so for it to still stand and Japan to build around it is really, really significant, and especially in Hiroshima.
Is this your first time to come to Japan?
Correct, yeah. I was in Tokyo a bit before, but this is my first time in Hiroshima.
How is your impression about Japan in general?
Very beautiful, and I think it's very, like, even though it's a city, it's very, very beautiful. The buildings are all, I'm not sure, it doesn't look crowded, it doesn't messy, everything runs well. The people are very friendly to talk to and very helpful, but I like it here a lot. Yeah.
Going back to the question about Hiroshima, how is Hiroshima and the history of World War II is taught in your country?
We had to learn a little bit in high school, but then you could choose to go on with it, and that's what I did. So I learned about Emperor Hirohito and significance of him at the time as a divine ruler, and why Japan had to keep going and fight to the end. And I think I wanted to pay my respects and come to Hiroshima for all those who were lost.
Is your perception about peace has changed after visiting Hiroshima?
I think so, and even Japan as a whole. Not angry with foreigners, even though I have nothing to do with it, but there could have been a lot of resentment there after the war. But it seems like there's a lot of like friendship now, or peace, I think, and mutual respect.
Is your perception about history has changed after coming here and seeing?
It's definitely different firsthand to the books and what we see at home. I think I feel it more when I come and visit these kind of places rather than read about it and get told by a teacher. And you can see the impact that it's had.
The last question is, if you were to describe this experience in your country to your family or your friend, what do you want to say to people?
It would be a very reflective experience. Even though we can get hit with all these problems, we can still try and rebuild or try and make things better and more a better world that way.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.